Gabby is in here with me. I don't think she'll get where you can see her. Let's see here. See? Look, Gabby. Look. Okay. That's Gabby. She's 18 or so years old. Little orange ball of fury. So if you keep hearing her comment, that's who it is. I cannot, well, I say that. I can very rarely pick her up. Like, Tom can pick her up and carry her around the house. She does not tolerate that from me. She will come sit in my lap, and as you can see, she's in here with me talking to me. So it's not that she doesn't like me, she just likes Tom better. So, alright. It is October 19th. Our title is 7 Steps in Demonstration. Our author is Mildred Mann, and it is from Become What You Believe, Volume 1 from 1970. All right, so let's get into this. 7 Steps in Demonstration. There are a number of approaches or techniques, as they are sometimes called, used in making demonstrations. Various methods have been tried and proven successful, but the one that will be most successful for you is the one you can use with the greatest of ease. The following one is the simplest and most effective. The first step is to desire. Get a strong enthusiasm for that which you want in your life, a real longing for something which is not there now. The second step is to make a decision. Know definitely what it is that you want, what it is that you want to do or have, and be willing to pay for its spiritual value. The third step is to ask. Once you are sure of your need and enthusiastic about it, proceed to ask for it in simple, concise language. Remember, God is not moved by oratory, but by simplicity and directness. The fourth step is to believe. Have faith not only that what you want, not only in what you want, but also in the fact that you will get it. Be consciously as well as subconsciously aware of this. Impress your subconscious mind with faith so that there is perfect cooperation between the subconscious and the conscious. The fifth step is to work at it. Spend a few minutes daily in seeing yourself in the finished picture. Never outline details, but rather see yourself enjoying the particular thing. The sixth step is to feel gratitude. Always remember to say, "Thank you, God," and begin to feel the gratitude in your heart. The most powerful prayer we can ever make is those 3 words, provided we really feel it. The seventh step is to feel expectancy. Train yourself to live in a state of happy expectancy. If in the beginning you feel anything but happy, act it until it becomes part of you, as it must and will. All right. Mildred Mann. Okay. So, oh my goodness. Let's just start with the fact that I could talk for an hour and not touch how simply and concisely she put that together. That was absolutely gorgeous. And fairly well into the steps of treatment, right? Okay, so first off, desire. So clearly there's something that you want, right? So it's like, all right, it's focus on that desire. Focus on what it is that you want in your life. And then the second step is decision, which sounds like get clear. Okay. Sometimes we don't know what we want, but we know what we don't want. So we go back and look at what we don't want and go, okay, well, what's the opposite of what I don't want? And make a decision to focus on that. That seems to be reasonable there. That's what I was like, okay, so here's something I want in my life. And now I'm going to make a decision that I'm going to have this in my life. because I know what it is that I want. And now I'm going to go to God and say, this is what I want. It's like, I know it already exists, which may be the next step, right? But I'm going to ask for it, which is the middle part of the treatment. So, recognition, unification, realization. Ask for what you want. Ask for what you want. And I like that she says simple and concise language. God is not moved by oratory. So you don't have to go to God and convince God to give it to you. You don't have to beg. You don't have to plead. You don't have to talk him in. You don't have to talk God into it. What you have to do is go to God and say, this is what I want. Now, as long as it is in alignment with the qualities of God, there shouldn't be an issue. So, you don't need all of the flowery words. You only need the number of words that will work on your belief, because that's the next step, right? The fourth step is belief. You only need the number of words that causes you to believe it, that you deserve, because you do, what you're asking for. That's who you have to convince. You have to convince yourself that you deserve what you're asking for. You don't have to convince God. So, right? So if you need all the big flowery words, use all the big flowery words, but they're not necessary to God. Okay? So the fourth step is to believe, to have faith, not only in what you want, but the fact that you will get it. You will get it. You do not have to talk God into it. You will get it. And I like that she leans into the subconscious, because frequently, consciously, we'll say, this is what I want, but subconsciously in the back of our mind, we're saying, I'm not worthy. And then you wonder why you don't get things. Okay. So you got to go back and dig out that subconscious and go, no, this is what I want and I am worthy. Why am I worthy? Because I'm a beloved child of God. And I'm willing to, as she said in here, pay the spiritual value. That was pretty interesting. You have to be willing to pay for it in spiritual values. That was in the decision step, by the way. All right. Now, so now we're going to believe it. And we got to believe on the subconscious and the conscious level, or conscious and subconscious level. So we got to get at those subconscious feelings that say, okay. And one of the things is, like, don't want something because you've been told you should want it. Because frequently that's when our subconscious absolutely rebels. Our subconscious goes, yeah, I'm not so sure about this. Because it's not really what you want. So your subconscious is going, all right. So make sure that when you make your decision, it is something you want, not something you have been told you want. Occasionally people will come to you, frequently people will come to you and you go, oh, that's really cool. I want that. And it's a legitimate desire. But sometimes people are like, well, you should do this. And you're like, but I don't want to do that. But everybody else is doing it. Your subconscious is absolutely gonna rebel against that. Now, I'm at work at. I like that she goes fifth step, work at it. Now, here's that. Spend a few minutes daily seeing yourself in the finished picture. So she's not saying redo your treatment. She's not saying that. What she's saying is visualize yourself at the end goal. Whatever it is, if you want a more peaceful life, what does that look like? Spend a few minutes every single day visualizing yourself in the end goal, whatever that looks like. Whatever it is that you are working on. It's not redoing your treatment. It is reminding yourself what it is that you are working for, so that you'll recognize it when it shows up. And that way, because she even says in here, never outline details. The how is God's job. The how is God's job. If we get too much into the how, then we limit the infinite variety that God can use to bring to us. Okay? So, but see yourself enjoying the particular thing. Visualize yourself in the end product. Gratitude. I mean, we can talk all day about gratitude. You know how I feel about gratitude. I quote Emma Curtis Hopkins all the time. Look for the good and praise it. Count your blessings. That's what she's saying. It's about gratitude. Gratitude is, it's another word for love, which is the only power, and the most powerful. So Feel gratitude. Remember to say thank you. We talked yesterday about praying up, because sometimes when we go into prayer, there's nothing in particular that we need. There's nothing in particular that we want, but we still go into prayer because it keeps that spiritual muscle strong. And gratitude. So we say thank you. My life is good. Thank you. And I would like more of that good. And I'm going to continue on to that good. And I'm going to continue to say thank you. You know, pray up, pray up. And then the 7th step is expectancy. Train yourself to live in a state of happy expectancy. If in the beginning you feel anything but happy, fake it until you make it. That's exactly what she says. Act it until it becomes a part of you, as it must and will. The last step is literally fake it until you make it. To live in that state of expectancy. You have asked for it. You are visualizing yourself for it. You have checked with you, both your conscious and your subconscious. This is truly what you want. Believe that you'll get it. And live in that state of expectancy. The good news is because God is not bound by time and space. Whatever good it is that you are asking for already exists. It already exists in the mind of God. The question becomes, how do you bring it into the material consciousness with you? You know, how do you get God to move it into the material consciousness with you? Because it already exists in the mind of God. So, that masterclass, the 7 steps in demonstration. And any one of them, all of them are really good. I'm going to say the mission today, should we choose to accept it, is to visualize ourselves in the end product, enjoying that which we seek. Visualize ourselves. Just give yourselves a couple of minutes every day to visualize what it is that you desire. The soul session last night was really interesting. Because that's one of the things that Reverend Arthur was, he was talking about, that Jesse said, or did he say it before we got on camera? I'm not sure, but he was talking about how Jesse said on Sunday, you know, to visualize the world at peace. It's like, how are we going to recognize it if we haven't actually visualized? What does it? Visualize it for yourself. Sit down. What would a world without racism look like? What would a world without transphobia look like? What would a world without homophobia look like? What would it look like if the world was truly at peace? What would it look like if and here's a more positive one. What would it look like if each person could treat every person they meet as a beloved child of God? Because all those other things that I said right in front, you know, what would it look like if the world didn't have that? Well, if everyone could treat everyone they meet as a beloved child of God, that's what it would look like. It would look like smiling, saying hi, nodding to each other, and getting on with our business. You know what? And not getting in each other's business. So, it's just the first steps to seeing a world at peace for me. But that's the mission. The mission is to take that, to take that step, that expectancy, the work at it step. Cause it's a work at it. It's a mission, right? Work at it. To visualize yourself in the end product. Whatever it is that you are working on, that you are asking for, visualize yourself. Give yourself a couple of minutes to feel what that, to imagine, visualize what that looks like and feels like, and get all 5 of your senses engaged. What does it look like? What does it feel like? What does it smell like? What does it taste like? What is it, I forgot which sense that I left out, but you know what I'm talking about. So try it. I think that Miss Mann just gave us a masterclass in how to do this. So I commend her to you. All right. The other mission is the same mission I give you every day, which is to do something loving for yourself, do something kind for yourself, do something compassionate for yourself. What I am talking about is the spiritual practice of self-care. If you live a life of service, which to a degree all of us do, you cannot pour from an empty cup. Right. And this is a specific lesson that women need to hear, because I am against moms putting themselves last. All right. Because moms are constantly trying to pour from an empty cup, and then they wonder why they've got nothing left. They need to take care of themselves. Everyone needs to do self-care, and it can come in those short bursts. But my goal is, because I say it every day, is for you to create a habit where everything that happens in your life, you respond to lovingly, kindly, and compassionately. And if you practice on the easy stuff, then when the more interesting stuff comes along, you're already well practiced. That it becomes a first response. It becomes a default. That's the goal. That's why I give you the basic suggestions. Take a deep breath before you speak. I mean, that gives you that moment to respond instead of reacting. So it also looks like taking a walk and taking a nap, because both of those help to reset you. And when you are working on something and you need a minute to reset, it's like, all right, I've got as far as I can, then go take a walk or go take a nap and let your body reset, let your body and mind reset. It is by far sometimes the most loving, kind, and compassionate thing you can do, rather than to keep pushing at it. I do remind you also that saying no, that is loving, kind, and compassionate, especially if it's something that drains you. And no is a complete sentence. You do not have to justify why you are saying no. Occasionally, especially when it comes to practitioners, like if you come to a practitioner, the practitioner says, I'm not the practitioner for you. That's their loving, kind, and compassionate. They're being loving, kind, and compassionate with both you and themselves. They'll probably suggest another practitioner. I think that so-and-so would be better for you. But you don't have to do that. You can simply say no. I'm going to remind you that. So if you have the ability to say, here's why, but you don't owe anybody that. And I also want to remind you that sometimes the most loving, kind, and compassionate thing you can do is say yes to something that pushes you a little out of your comfort zone. So to take care, and then make sure you have your tribe around you to support you. I'm also going to remind you that in love, kindness, and compassion, I suggest eating dessert first. Why do I do that? One, chocolate is the first step to fixing anything, in my opinion. And in a doctor's opinion that I met a few times, he said, repeat after me, chocolate is the health food. It is a good source of magnesium and theobromine. Bromine? Yeah. So it is a health food. But it's also a reminder that we don't know how long we have. So to not save the good stuff, to go out of our way to make the ordinary extraordinary a little more often. Wear the fancy clothes, use the fancy dishware, burn that nice candle before it gets sticky and doesn't smell the way it did when you first got it. Do that now. Do that now. Go out of your way to make the ordinary extraordinary a little more often. Now, I'm also going to remind you that, hang on. Joy is a quality of God. No matter what is going on in the world, no matter what is going on in your life, you deserve joy. It is a quality of God, therefore it is a quality of you. Make room for joy. Okay? When things are messy, making room for joy is how we keep hope alive. So, I just want to remind you of that. All right. The rest of the suggestions are the same basic suggestions. Now, practicing self-care on yourself, you are your own best test subject. I've already said I want you to create that habit. But I want to remind you, you do deserve your own love, your own kindness, and your own compassion. Okay? You are a beloved child of God. You deserve it. So take it. The rest of the suggestions, do something to engage your mind and your body, whatever that looks like for you. Drink plenty of water. Hydration is super important. Your brain will work better. Your body will work better. Your skin will look better if you are well hydrated. Drink plenty of water. Also take into account the, get that early in your day bright light. We're hitting that time. We're getting really close to the time change. And I think that's going to be helpful because the sun is coming up closer and closer to 7:30. And I'm like, I need that sunlight. I need that sunlight. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to that time shift. I know we won't get it as late, but early in your day is when you need the bright light. And if you get up before the crack of dawn, artificial light will help too. I'm talking about a circadian rhythm. It's a natural hormone cycle that the bright light supports. You'll have more energy during the day, you'll sleep better at night. And between 7 and 9 in the morning, the sun's at the perfect angle to help with your vitamin D production, which supports your thyroid, your bone health, your immune system, your mood. It's science, you can look it up. All right, and then I'm going to, as I always do with my suggestions, I'm going to end with Ernest Holmes. Open the windows of your soul. Allow the breath of heaven to remind you, you do live in heaven. Right here, right now. It's all around us all the time. And I say that, one, because I'm quoting Ernest Holmes, but two, because it's all God. There is one source. It's all God. That's why I believe that if we could walk around and treat each other as a beloved child of God, the world would be a better place. That's why I say that, because I truly believe that. But we have to know that we're beloved children of God and that each other is a beloved child of God. So that's what I'm working on. So when Ernest says, you live in heaven right now, open the windows of your soul, you live in heaven right now, it's a reminder that heaven is a state of mind. It's a state of consciousness. Once we get that, heaven ceases to be a place we have to get to and can become any place we are. It's a state of grace because it comes pre-installed with us. Jesus said the kingdom of God is within you because it's a state of mind. It's a state of consciousness. Once you learn to create it for yourself, nobody can take it away from you. And most importantly, heaven ceases to be a place and can become any place. That's a superpower. All right. I'm going to get off that high horse, but I'm going to remind you, if you are working on that heavenly state of mind, take Emma Curtis Hopkins' advice, look for the good and praise it. Count your blessings. Honestly, and science will back me up on this, if you wake up grumpy, the best way to change your mood is gratitude, random acts of kindness, and volunteer service. It works. Try it. I mean, I have tried it. It works. It works. It works. So try it. All right. I am at the social media part. I'm going to remind you, we are Creative Life Spiritual Center, Creative Life Spark. I'm the running Rev Ryan on the social medias that I am on. I do want to remind you, we did just upload a new soul session to the YouTube channel, and it's scroll back a video today. Unless you're watching this on YouTube, and then go to the Creative Life Spiritual Center YouTube channel and look for the Soul Session playlist. Reverend Arthur is just amazing. And I say that from the standpoint of he is both my friend and my mentor. When I went through ministerial school, he was one of the ministers that I leaned on. He has definitely been my mentor, but he is also my friend. And you know, he's good people and he's got good stuff to say. And I appreciate it. I titled his, modeled on the Master Teacher because it was a line that he said last night that I went, oh, okay. I want to model my life on the Master Teacher. I want to treat people the way Jesus did. So, all right. That is, my spiel. And so I'm going to remind you, if you want to know what's going on with the center, email info@creativelife.org. That'll get you on the constant contact. The hot links are hot. It says click here now. It'll take you right to the information you want, i.e. there's a link that'll take you right to the Soul Session playlist. Or it'll take you to the person that can help you get it. All right. Deep breath. And I'm going to jump into, I don't know what I was going to jump into. Just lost my train of thought. Sorry. It's time to encourage you to have a great day, a wondrous day, a fantastic day, a magical day, an enchanted day, a wonderful day, an awesome day, an amazing day. I've had plenty of water day. A decision day, a believe day, a work into that, the subconscious day, a gratitude day. I'm not going to get all 7 of them. An ask for it day. A visualize yourself day, a practice expectancy day, visualize yourself in the end goal day, practice and expectancy day, a good day. And if that is too much pressure, simply have a day. You are enough just as you are. You are a beloved child of God. You came into the world that way. You will go out of the world that way. There is nothing that you can do to change that. Yep. That's one of those things that I like to say. It's like, oh, nope, you're a beloved child of God. There's nothing you can do to change that. But it is about getting to know who you are, to peel off the layers of who you have been told you are by society and religion and culture and gender and all of that nonsense, by people that know you, that people that don't know you, that people that love you, the people that don't. You know, peel all of that off and get to know who you are. Get to know who God knows you to be. That's the way I like to say it. Get to know that person. Because I can promise you that person is good and that person is cool. So just peel all the other stuff off. All right, beloveds. Reverend David will be on around 5 p.m. with you. I will be back with you around 9 a.m. tomorrow. Take care of yourself. Know that you are loved. You're a beloved child of God. And I will see you next time. Oh, I forgot. You're a brilliant light, a divine spark, your spirit in motion, your God in action. Or as Reverend Jesse likes to call us, you're a godling. Okay, now I will see you next time.